Okay, and we are golden. So, welcome to episode 48 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. Today is part 2 of the VRChat deep dive. Today we're going to be today's episode will be about the streaming side of VRChat over the years, for the most part. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Like, I know most of us in here have streamed VRChat in the past, and we have all stopped at some point for one reason or another. Or we just would never stream VRChat for one reason or another.
I did it once.
So, what I'd want to touch on first is that. Stealth, did you ever stream VRChat?
I did one time, and I haven't really done so again after that.
Okay. And why would you or would you not stream VRChat?
Well, first of all, I don't want kids running up to my microphone screaming the N-word at it and potentially getting me banned.
Understandable.
It's been really hard to do anything in public worlds because of all that crap.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Sobi.
Yes.
Have you ever streamed VRChat?
No.
Would you ever stream VRChat?
I've thought about it, but then again, you don't show me at the end of every podcast, so.
How dare you, Turtle?
Oh my god. And Vampy, I think Vampy might be dead still. Yeah, Vampy's dead. Okay, so Circuitry, you streamed VRChat in the past.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And what got you to stream VRChat initially?
So I've told this story before. I'll keep it short. But I was a guitar player for many, many years. I had a friend of mine in my band who actually introduced me to creators like Jared Dines, Rob Scallon, and eventually, YouTube, the way the whole algorithm works is, you recommend guitar players. I got recommended a player called The Do, and in 2018, he played a game called VRChat on desktop, and I was like, oh, wow, this is really, really cool. I thought you couldn't play the game without VR, and then I was fucking stupid and realizing, how the fuck is he playing while controllers are in his hands? So I was like, back in August of 2018, I was like, I'm going to give this game a try. And all of my people were saying, don't do it, it's full of memes. It's full of, like, absolutely, you're going to get bombarded. This was during the Uganda Knuckles arc.
Damn.
I see.
And they was just like, don't do it. But I joined, and I made a bunch of friends, and I kept playing, and here we are today.
Okay. And why did you stop streaming VRChat?
Why did I stop streaming VRChat is because it felt more like I was isolating myself from the public element that made VRChat fun. And I was isolating myself from the people who made it funny. Because that was like what the meta has become. It's just like, it's no longer about like, a bunch of friends. Like, I remember so many streams of mine, we would have, if I got on VRChat, I'd have like 5, 10, 15 people immediately join off of me. And we would just have fun and joke and laugh and have a good time.
We're going to get to all that in a minute. I want to finish off the beginning here. So, honey, you've never streamed VRChat, have you?
Not that I can recall, no. I think I recorded a couple videos, but I never streamed.
Okay, and why not? What's your reason for not wanting to stream VR chat?
Too many very explicit words being thrown around that should not be thrown around.
So the same reason I stopped.
That's reasonable.
Or-
So,
yeah, pretty
now-
much.
The first thing, I just got back.
Oh, you. So since you're back now, Vampy, you used to stream VR chat, right?
Yeah, when I started streaming, it was VRChat and I forget what the other game was. Oh, XCOM 2 were the two games I went.
Why? Why did you start streaming VR chat in the first place? Just keep it real short.
Personally, it was to show people that I actually had a personality, and because I tend to be very stoic when playing games, very emotionless.
Okay.
That's.
And
my
why did you?
reason.
Why did you stop streaming VR chat?
Everyone stopped being on public worlds where we could actually go around, have fun.
Yep.
So
And we're gonna get to that. So
stopped.
we're gonna get to that in just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead with my reason for starting streaming VR chat. So at the point that I found out about VR chat, I was just streaming any chance I got, whatever game I happened to be playing. So VR chat just fell into that. I got on VR chat on desktop, and I was streaming the first minute I was ever in VR chat. Then the reason I stopped streaming VR chat, it's a combination of factors ranging from it just not being fun to stream anymore, it being too much of a hassle, and they're just the whole, like, I was also busy with work. I couldn't get on consistently anymore. And then public worlds around that time were also starting to fall apart and be less streamer friendly. Like VR chat, and here we're gonna start out now. So VR chat grew because of streamers. If it wasn't for the early streamers like Kimple, Nags, what's some of the other
Chips.
early streamers? Chips, yep.
Lolathon maybe?
Lolathon wasn't an early one. He was a midterm. He was streaming
But
around when I
give it
was
to,
also in VR chat. But
definitely Landfear and Oathmeal. I would give it to
Oh, yeah,
Nags. I would
definitely.
give it to Chips. I
Yeah.
would give it to like
I think there was like a Team 6 or there was some team of
Team
people
5.
that were streaming VR chat.
Team
5.
5.
Okay.
yeah.
I
I'm not going to
remember
name the members. I don't
finding-
want to name the members, but
I don't know the names of them anymore. I ran into a
I
few
do.
of them.
But
Those were the original streamers of VR chat, and they caused VR chat to explode by streaming it in the first place.
The face
And-
of VR streaming, basically.
And
I
they
don't
and
were
there's an-
all streaming
Oathmeal.
from public worlds because private worlds really didn't exist at that time.
there was
VR
another
chat was
creator.
just public worlds.
Whoops. Whoops is also a big.
I met him in person.
Yeah, I did too.
Anyway, so yeah, those are the original streamers. They helped get VR chat on the map. If it wasn't for them, the likelihood of any of us being in here, it would be so much lower.
If
They
Oathmeal
helped
didn't
put
stream
VR
it,
chat on the map.
I would have.
They brought VR chat to the front, to the degenerates that are in VR chat now. But they were all streaming in public worlds. They were streaming just whatever happened. They weren't like trying to force something to happen to get content. They were just streaming VR chat because VR chat was the content. There was always something going on that was funny or cool in every world.
Speaking of Force, we can't not talk about Forcible, who was actually streaming dancing in public worlds with early tracking. You know, this is one of the people that pioneered, full body tracking to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's anyway. We're done with the original streamers. We just wanted to name them, and that's about it. So, Eddie, do you mind?
No, Eddie does
VRChat,
mind because he wants your toes.
The early streamers, they put VR chat on the map. They brought it out to thousands, if not millions, of people. And they did a great service at that point. They really did. Would they be able to get away with streaming in public worlds today? Not at all. Can any streamer that has a large view count stream in a public world in VRChat today? No, they cannot. It's too dangerous. The likelihood of getting in trouble on Twitch is extremely high because of all of the people in public worlds saying and doing things that are just unacceptable on Twitch now. Part of it's on Twitch for changing their rules and things over the years, and part of it's on the VRChat community as a whole, all of the new players of VRChat. The things that they say and do are just, they don't work. Like, I want to stream VRChat again, other than the podcast. I want to.
Oh, yeah.
I would fucking love to. But I know if I did, and I did what I used to do, because I used to stream VRChat solely in public worlds. I was always 100% against going into a private world and just making it the people that already know me. I wanted to meet new people. I wanted to bring VRChat to those that couldn't play VRChat. And that's what a lot of the early streamers were doing. They were bringing VRChat to people that couldn't play. And it's just not a thing anymore. You can't. And where did it all fall apart? Like, what year do you guys all think was, or when do you think was the last time that
2021
a mid-sized streamer could get away with being in a public world?
Yeah, 2021.
I'm gonna say
after
COVID.
The middle of the pandemic.
Definitely.
Pretty much.
Right around the middle.
When you had streamers like
dying.
XQC and Hassan Piker and all sorts of bigger names coming in because they couldn't go out during COVID, during lockdown, I think that's when this game really started to deteriorate. Because
Especially when they're bringing with them their entourage of kids who think
because
they're funny.
before that, well, no, because before that, you could actually like do stuff on Twitch and they wouldn't have noticed until you were in front of hundreds of thousands, if not 300,000 of viewers, which back in the day, XQC was actually getting. He was getting 300,000 people watching him during COVID lockdown.
Yeah. So it's the
there's
COVID
also-
lockdowns, the big streamers, and also layered in there the Quest becoming a very well-known and used headset, a mainstream headset, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, the Quest being standalone gave a lot of people access to VRChat.
Yeah, people who didn't
Yeah,
have,
and that's both a positive
either
and a
didn't have
negative in the
PCs
end.
or strong enough PCs.
I think another downfall is the scripted role plays that people tend to do as well.
We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get to that. So that's the thing. When VRChat became unstreamable in public worlds is about the same time as the roleplay communities took off in VRChat. And there's now just a bunch of people that stream almost solely role plays in VRChat, and that's it. So they're not like talking to their chat. They're not talking to the stream. They're just doing the role play and ignoring everything else that happens. And it's all just too fake to me. It's not the real VRChat. It's not how VRChat is meant to be in a sense. So you don't see the real interactions. You don't see the fun of VRChat in those streams.
Basically, if
No,
you want
because
to-
it feels like artificial marketing. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. If someone watches that and he's like, oh, VRChat's this cool role-playing thing, and then gets on VRChat and sees, oh, there's no one role-playing. It's all just a bunch of kids screaming in a black cat. It kind of throws them off, and it's just...
Well, because like
it's not as good.
It's all about the value of content. I mean, that's what most role players try and do. I mean, there are groups that put together really, really good RPs, and they actually flesh this shit out really, really thoroughly to the point where their character, it's almost like a D&D. It's almost like a D&D
But it's
program.
a LARP.
It's still not something you're going to experience within VRChat. And to me, streaming anything, for the most part, should be like, hey, you could experience this too.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to what I
the
said in the
role
last
plays.
episode.
What,
By the way,
what
go
exactly?
and back up.
Yeah,
Well, go back
You
and watch
just
the
stopped.
episode.
Well, but get the
Oh,
excerpt
goddamn.
so that
How
they
do-
know what to look for.
How
You
do
see,
we know
maybe
what you're talking about?
Yeah. Give
Go
the
back and
excerpt.
watch every single episode. Do it right now.
I'm talking to people on YouTube. I'm trying to get you more clicks, bro. But if you want me
Yeah,
to
but
point
we-
out, like, I'll summarize.
What exactly are you
Basically,
talking
what I
about?
said, is basically, we talk about these people on TikTok, how kids discover, TikTok, how kids discover VRChat through TikTok, through streams, through YouTube, through stuff like that. It's through other content creators and their content and how they actually produce it. So
Yeah.
what it means is basically if you're just in a black cat and you're just going around just collecting content of people screaming racial slurs and little kids screaming their heads off, I mean, okay, fine, that's content to you. It's bullshit to me. It's trash to me. I want something more sophisticated, something more ironclad, something more like etched out.
So
Whereas-
this brings me on to another point, actually, of how I did streaming in VRChat. For the most part, I was one, like a lot of streamers back when I was streaming VRChat consistently, a lot of streamers would mute their mics and not just talk to chat as though they're there. And, I felt that a little weird because my whole reason for streaming was bringing them into the game. And if I mute my mic and separate them, that's just kind of rude in a sense. So
They're not really participating. They're just there.
yeah, but
I-
now
I-
if I were to stream VRChat in a public world, I would have to mute my mic and remove every possible way for them to find out that I am streaming to avoid crazy people just trying to ruin streamers, which a lot of people now just hate the streamers and they don't realize that without them, they wouldn't be in VRChat.
Whereas back in the day, it was more like casual and it was more just like, we're all here to have a good time. Let's just actually have a laugh. And by the way, I do
Yeah.
want to... Oh, fuck. You maybe lost my train of thought.
You'll catch it on the next stop.
All right. I need to
But,
ring the bell.
yeah,
Hold
so-
up.
Eddie, do you mind? So yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of what I want to talk about today. We've just touched lightly on everything. Yeah, so streaming in public worlds is basically impossible at no fault of the streamers.
Okay, can I go ahead and put myself on a... Can I put myself in the hot seat for a bit?
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right. That means all of you can fucking flame the shit out of me for this. The reason I don't
Where's my gas?
stream VRChat anymore is because the stigma on it is too fucking negative. Way too fucking negative, way too fucking hot. You're asking me to swallow asphalt that has been put into a furnace. I'm not going to do it. All right.
What's a good example of that?
Yeah. Give us a good example.
I mean, go to the if you go to the VRChat homepage of VRChat, tell me how many of those are blurred that says contains sexual content or contains sexual offensive material.
I'm talking
I'll
on
do it right
Twitch.
now.
If you actually click on that.
Yeah, so
Because-
the reason for that actually is because of Twitch's rules, though. That's the thing. Twitch basically says that VRChat has to be 18 plus
Well,
or marked as 18 plus on Twitch unless you have total control over what's being shown.
well, no, Turtle. I left Twitch back in 2022. I haven't streamed on there since then. Right?
Yes,
So
and
Twitch is not a variable here. I'm
Twitch is a
using it as
variable.
an example.
Twitch-
I'm using it as an
Twitch and its-
example.
Twitch and its rules. So what I'm saying is not every single one of those streams is going to actually be 18 plus content. It's just if they happen to go into
Are you
a
sure
public
about
world or invite people that are, I guarantee not every single one of them is only 18 plus content. I guarantee not every
You can
single one of them
guarantee
is.
they're not shaking their ass, they're not showing their boobs or anything like that. They're not lewd at all in any capacity.
Circuitry, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, you're not listening
yes,
to what I'm
they're-
saying.
No, you are not listening to what I'm saying. You are trying to say that I say one stream out of the thousands doesn't fit what you're saying, and I'm saying a good portion of the streams do not fit what you are saying. Are not showing 18 plus content.
No, I can literally show you a screenshot if you would like to.
You're gonna show me that every single one of those streams, every single one.
No, not every single
is
stream. I
solely
didn't
18
say. I
okay,
didn't say
then
every single stream. Don't put words in my mouth.
That's what you were just saying. No, you're not listening, and you're fighting me on it, and you're agreeing with me. So just shut up about it. What I'm saying is most of those streams probably aren't actually 18 plus, but Twitch rules say basically that better safe than sorry, you have to mark it as 18 plus if you happen to be going into public worlds, or if you happen to be inviting people, or if you're in like a friends plus and random people are joining and you don't have control over them, you basically have to mark it as 18 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, most of the
that's-
portion of most of those streams, by the way, that are marked as suggestive, those people are in worlds by themselves, and they're just in suggestive avatars, just showing their tits and ass to the camera.
I'm not saying those aren't a thing, but that's not all of them. I guarantee it's
That's
not every
the
single one.
stigma. I'm just answering the question why I stopped streaming VRChat. That's the stigma that got me away from it, is because now it's more about tits and ass and less about actually entertaining the viewers.
Like, okay, if I
To
go
be
to the
fair, that's
VRChat
most
thing
streaming
right
in
now,
general.
there's only 2, 3, 4 streams on the first 15
The first
that are actually
3
marked as
rows-
18 plus.
First
Yeah, in the first 3 rows, there's only 4 or 5 that are marked
There's 5.
as
I'm looking
18
at it right
plus. So
now.
what you're saying, it does not. No,
Yeah,
you're,
wait
you're
till
wrong.
Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, but we're that yeah, probably when those things go off.
Yeah, wait till the weekend.
Yeah,
But
okay.
from what
I clicked on
I
the
can
VR
see-
chat category. The first stream it pulled up was yours.
That's fucking
No.
great.
Yeah.
I love circuitry, how we prove you wrong, and then you're like, just wait until a different day, and it'll magically be right. That's funny.
Well, no. I'm not doubting what he's
Well,
saying.
no, I'm not proven wrong.
It's just it's
But
the
again,
weekend where it really pops off like that, and
again, though,
because that's
a
when
lot of these people
I'm
are
not telling you about a screenshot I found today. I'm telling you about a screenshot I found
guarantee-
prior.
I guarantee none of these people are in public worlds. No one really streams in VRChat. Like, I have actually ran into a few people streaming VRChat from public worlds before. Over the last year or so, I have ran
Okay,
into a
so
couple.
why don't they stream from public worlds now? Why isn't the majority? Because
You
you
cut
and
me
I
off.
both know. Okay, fair enough.
These people that I find that are streaming VRChat in public worlds have 1 or 2 viewers, and it's other people that are with them going to these public worlds. There's no random people, there's no external sources watching them. There's not enough people watching them for it to get the negative stigma behind it. And in turn, if all the popular streamers are avoiding public worlds, more people start avoiding public worlds. I have multiple times in the last year gotten a message from someone that's friends with a big streamer, and that big streamer for some reason or another said, "Oh, I'm avoiding public worlds. I'm never going to them. They're so dangerous." And this person DMs me and says, "Hey, this streamer is never going to public worlds. There's something going horribly wrong with VRChat." And it just, When a
It's a
big
cycle.
streamer says that, it degrades, it damages streaming in public
Yeah.
worlds even more so.
It doesn't help that these same people just take it at face value and don't investigate why public worlds are dangerous.
And
Yeah, and that's one
most
thing that I'm
people
trying to
are like
change.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I would love so much to stream in public worlds again,
Sam?
but
Yeah.
there's just I wouldn't be able to go to a black cat, and that's the main world that I go to. Really, we would have
Because
to
there's
like
too
go
much of
to.
a stigma, like I said.
It's not a stigma when it comes to black cats. It's legitimate. When you go to a black cat, you are going to hear slurs. You're going to see naked avatars. You're going to see horrible things in a public black cat. It is a
You see
almost
furries doing it
guarantee.
behind the bar.
And
So whenever you
if people in those worlds happen to find out that you are streaming, it's even more of a guarantee that those things are going to happen.
Because they want their
Yeah,
10
not
seconds
as
of
much
fame.
as if you're just recording for like a video, because guess what? You can edit that.
You
shit
can just cut it out.
easily Enough.
Exactly.
I
But
mean,
the
proof
thing
of concept
is, though-
Black Hat Bingo.
Yeah.
Black
But-
Cat
No, that
Bingo.
actually
Hold on a minute.
proves
I
my-
heard something I like.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
We were talking about how bad black cats are. Public black cat worlds. Black Cat Bingo is a good example of why.
Give me a
they're
line.
bad.
Wait a minute, that's actually a thing?
Can we plug that real
Yeah,
quick?
Look at
Can we
his
plug
group.
that?
Look at
Can we
look at Honey's
can we
group
plug
right
that
now.
real quick?
It's Black
Oh,
Cat
yeah,
Bingo.
so-
Black Cat
Black Cat
Bingo. Yeah,
Bingo.
yeah. We have a little
God.
tiny group, Black Cat Bingo. All you gotta do is click on the group and then click on one of the chains in the group info, and you can pull up the Black Cat Bingo card and play it while you're in the Black Cat. And if you don't like the game, then I mean that's on you. But I think it's a lot of fun because you'll probably have it done within 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's got a
Within
lot
5.
of very, very messed up things
It's very
on
honest.
it, but
It's very honest
they-
with what's on
yeah.
it.
Hell with
You-
it. I'm in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
you will. That is a really good point, actually. Like the black cats are, it's. Let me think for a second. So, public worlds as a streamer are now off limits if the world is too popular, to the point that you're going to get random people coming in that are almost guaranteed to hate streamers for no reason. And that is a big thing on why streaming VRChat has dwindled. Like, it used to be every day of the week you'd go to the VRChat section and there would be like 20,000 viewers watching VRChat content, and
Yeah.
now it's just not. Now you look at the VRChat tab right now and there's not a single person streaming right now. Or okay, there's one person streaming right now, I guess, that has
not just
100 viewers. There's most of them are in the single digits, maybe some of them in the double digits for streaming.
All right. Not only that, don't forget about the.
Oh,
crashes. That's another.
how's it
Yeah.
going?
Oh,
So,
Xavier.
crashes
hello.
That
were-
burned out a lot of.
Hey.
Would you like to sit right next to me?
Shit.
Here, I'll leave you sit right here.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
that
sorry.
was
So
a
we got-
period
great.
that
I don't bite on Tuesday.
people started to.
We should
played
question
Breaking
Xavier
Couch
up to this point
Thursday.
now because
Huh?
So Xavier, you used
No,
to stream
today's Tuesday,
VRChat,
don't worry.
didn't you?
Wait, I do what? I got turned down to
You used
music.
to stream
It is
VRChat,
rocking
right?
out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what got you to start streaming VRChat?
Ooh. Okay. I'll try to make this a short story, but I feel like
Yeah.
it can easily be a long one. So before
Like
I
30
was doing
seconds.
VRChat, okay, timer's on. I was doing a podcast called It Couple Podcast. It was on iTunes and Stitcher and all this other stuff. And I was doing really well there. I noticed that I had a hard time trying to get the crowd to react. People would watch the podcast, or listen to the podcast mostly, but interacting, hey, comment, do this, whatever. It's like pulling teeth. So I got into VRChat for the first time after the knuckles and stuff like that, and I told someone about the podcast, and actually someone like you should do it here. Like you actually have people on it every now and then and stuff. So that's kind of the short story. There's a lot of like parts in there. So I did a podcast. Son recognized the podcast, said I should do the podcast with VRChat. I can actually talk to people there. The views went way down, but honestly, it was a worthwhile trade-off. I could actually talk to people, so that was great.
Okay. And you don't really stream VRChat now anymore, do you?
No, life has picked up like in a crazy way. I would love to, but yeah, I
yeah. So you never really streamed VRChat in like public worlds, though, did you?
Didn't really feel the need to. In a way, it would be more of a hassle. So like having my own spot, streaming it, just seemed like this to work better for how I like to stream things.
Yeah. So we've been talking more. We've been talking more on like why public world streaming is not really much of a thing in VRChat anymore. If you go to the VRChat tab on Twitch right now, almost everyone is in a private world with just themselves and maybe one or two other people.
Yes.
And then the biggest viewed streams right now are role plays that are like heavily scripted to go in certain directions, and it's not really VRChat in a sense. It's not the same, you know?
Well, I feel like I could like give like a little story like how I started putting up like my own gates inside of like our stream back in the day. So when I would first start, it was we have what we call Chaos Cast. Chaos Cast, anybody can join and have fun and whatnot. Before we put a name to it, every stream was chaos. I open up a world, people see I'm on, and then we'll be in a little spot, and then like 40, 50 odd people will all be joining at the same time. You're still streaming, they're jumping in your face, you know, everybody's trying to get some kind of screen time, or they're just being obnoxious, one of the two. And that we need to dial down, and that's when we start going to having 6 guests plus myself to kind of control that avenue of streaming. Then you got into some people who were you learned a little too much about them, or maybe there's just something wrong with them. So then you have the control for what
Give me a
guests
second, I gotta get something on my desk.
And slowly but surely, it became a bit like, oh, this is work. This is now work to try to find out. Okay, are you like, you know, okay, not a groomer. You're not having some kind of weird controversies. You just, you know, you can control your mouth in front of the stream, understand TOS policies.
Not gonna drop that one word out of nowhere.
I know. Jesus Christ, I tell you. Not that word. That one's okay. Jesus Christ is good.
You sound like a Christian right now trying to.
Oh, Jesus Christ is good.
Yes.
Hey,
God bless.
I pray to him every morning. All right, watch your mouth.
Do you also kiss a picture of George W. Bush after waking
Oh
No.
Holy shit.
Anyway, yeah. So
and then
you
go for it. Yeah.
okay,
I will
continue.
keep going.
Yeah.
You take over. No, y'all will keep going. There's so much to this story.
No, so yeah, I get you had your whole thing with streaming, and it did get pretty chaotic. So I would say that was close to public world streaming back in the day, because I used to stream in public worlds all the time, and I refused to ever go to a private world, because like my whole idea was to bring the chat into the game, no matter what game I was playing.
You were extremely brave, by the way. That's what I'm telling you. Like we talked about you, but like you know, like because we're like there have been times like you have my friend Turtle Dude when he streams, he's in public worlds, and it's just like I don't know how he does it. We've talked about you specifically because you stream publicly, and it's just and I think for a lot of people we see that as extremely daring, because it's like you know you haven't gotten in trouble, you never got banned on Twitch, you know how to handle yourself. I don't think you need to worry about it. You know how to control what you do, and I think I'm giving Turtle a compliment, by the way. Is a well-earned one. He's been doing it for a long time, and for someone who's been doing it all out there, you know, yeah, he knows his stuff. He knows his. It starts with an S, but you know what I mean. 4-letter word. Totally get it.
So you know, if I would want, I kind of want to start streaming VRChat again at some point, maybe just 1 or 2 days a week, in public worlds. But for it to be feasible, I have to have like 2 or 3 people that are with me at all times, nudging me to get the fuck out of the world when shit's going bad or something like that, because it's now impossible for me to
By then you
keep
black
track
out.
as a single person.
We have a plan that we've talked about this too. So you know, there's the monetization, not monetization. Oof, stay away from that word. There is the mods in VRChat now that weren't a thing back in the day. So as long as you have a group, and we've been looking at, you know, bringing chaos back and stuff like that too. Not this year, but actually giving a lot more mods, some more controls, and like we know now who, or we can definitely trust. If something goes down, they're gonna pull the trigger faster than I can turn my head, and I'm desktop. I'm good at spinning, but you know, it's something to think about.
Right, Ball?
Turtle, real quick, can you invite Yari? He just got on.
Yeah, I'll try.
Thank you.
That's the second.
All right, I am
one,
back
right?
proper.
That's my my brother that was here last stream.
All right, don't worry, honey. You're the first.
I hear the
What?
child. Does the child want to
What?
butt in
What
into
do you
this
mean?
conversation?
No,
right.
the
Yeah,
child
so
wants to play with her toys.
Streaming in public worlds,
So she's supposed to be quiet
we've been
about it.
talking about how the streaming culture of VRChat in general
All right.
has just gone downhill. It went from, this is a fun place, this is a great time, we're just having fun with a bunch of random people, to now it's, we're having mild interactions with a select few people.
It's defensive mode, man. I mean, that's how I
Yeah.
see it. We're playing
Everyone's
defense.
gotten
Make sure
very
you-
scared.
Mhm.
Well, that
So
started.
now it's
that
mostly-
That started way before, like way before 2020. Like that started back in 2019. There was the client crashers, where they would just
They're-
rub up against you,
Oh,
and you would
God.
crash immediately. It was like almost like a
there
kinetic
were
crash.
Proximity
I think it was
crashers.
that's proximity. Yeah, that's what it was.
There
And
were
I
a
ran
few-
into a bunch of those.
Yeah,
They
there
still
were a few
exist.
little spurts of things that caused that caused groups of streamers to be like, no more public worlds for me for a while, and then they'd slowly come back to public worlds again. Oddly enough, gonna throw this name out there, ran into someone in a public black cat like 2-3 months ago, and I was just like, what the fuck are they doing in a public black cat? And they were actually streaming. I saw Hey I'm B in a public black cat
Oh.
not long ago.
Yes.
I met her years ago.
She's good.
Doesn't immediately ring a bell.
I just randomly joined a public black cat, look over, and I'm just like, oh, I know that name. Cool. And then they left. And I'm like, huh. Check their stream. Huh, they're streaming. Cool. But so there are still some of the bigger streamers that are pushing the boundary and trying to go to public worlds again. But again, they have like 6 or 8 people that they trust very well that are going to tell them, hey, we need to go now. And that's what was happening when I joined the world. There were a bunch of people that were getting a little rowdy and a little crazy, and they then left. So, I mean, the streaming VRChat is a lot less fun now, for sure, than it used to be. No matter who you are, what you're streaming, it's
Well, I mean, because now,
Not the same.
I mean, it's mostly like people either being solo to themselves or not engaging with the public community at large. Like, that's what
Yeah.
it was all about originally.
yeah. It used to be.
If you could,
And now, if you look at streaming today, it's absolutely like, you know, it's a content creation kit. That's what it's turned into.
And there are a lot of people that are now using VRChat as a VTuber platform as well now. They just get into VRChat and they're only in VR to have their avatar move around while they're playing other games.
Yeah, and also using VRChat as a means of like, I'm not going to mention websites, but let's just say not child-friendly websites.
18 plus.
18
Very
plus, yeah.
explicit
Very
content.
explicit content. That's
I'll
all
be
I'm gonna
left
say
and
on
right
that.
for 4 hours straight. I swear.
I actually requested off of
That's what
someone
I'm
the other day.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I requested off of someone the
Stamina.
other day, and they replied saying,
Oh.
"Sorry, can't invite right now." With someone that's streaming on this platform, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." That's obviously
Good for you,
not
man.
allowed on VRChat.
And by the way, that
Like-
also contributes to the downfall. That contributes to the
Yeah.
downfall because of the fact that it just
Streaming VRChat definitely got a worse stigma over time. It used to be, dude, you're so cool for streaming VRChat, and now it's, ew, you stream VRChat?
it's almost like you're looked down upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're one of those people, I hate you.
Wait, they're not watching if they're one of those.
Ignore that.
No fucking way, man.
We know you got the thigh highs on.
Yes,
No,
I got the
I
thigh highs on.
So, we've got another about 10, 15 minutes here. Does anyone else have something relating to the streaming downfall of VRChat?
I'll say
any
this
specific, like-
one thing that really made me stop streaming is because I felt like I was a part of a machine. Like I was a spoke on the wheel, and the wheel keeps turning even if the spoke is removed. And I didn't like that, so I just immediately was just like, okay, I might as well just go ahead and take myself out now and play what games I want to play. And I lost a lot of viewers, I lost a lot of audience, but I still have a community that's supportive to me. And at the end of the day,
think
that's
that's all
all
that
I
matters.
give a shit about. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Because, I mean, VRChat doesn't make me who I am. I do. But these people are so anchored into VRChat that VRChat makes them who they are.
Yeah.
And I could name names, but I'm not going to. Go ahead.
I have a positive note. I think there'll be something that might be along VRChat's rise in the future. I'm going to try my best to predict it. So 2020 happened, and we had all the children come in. We hated that. Oh my god, that was I think the start of it. But it's
Quest 2.
been, Quest. But now we're getting into it's 2004. We're going into 2005. Those kids have grown older, a little bit more mature. There's still other kids coming
2024 to 2025.
This is what I'm
You're
about to
20
say.
years
I
behind.
was waiting to see
We're 20 years back. Time travel.
Holy shit.
Hey, I didn't. What,
Die
what,
right
I know.
now.
I know.
was
You
waiting
and
for
I
you
are
to
in
know
the
what
same
I was
boat.
saying.
I wish it was 2004. I
Anyway,
wish it was 2004 again.
Continue with what you're
Yes,
saying.
I do. Okay,
My
with
child.
with a lot of the people who've been in VRChat, people who adopted it recently. We're not, from the OGs and stuff like that. They're starting to become a more mature crowd. So I think some of that, interest and stuff like that, maturity is going to be coming back. I'm not sure if we'll ever get the same vibe that we had before, but we're going to get something new, a different crew that's grown up with VRChat in a different way with some other stories. And I am kind of excited to get into that. That's kind of what my reason for getting back into streaming is all about now. It's like there's been this new age, this new we call it season of users that came in, had girlfriends, had boyfriends, had other situations, and I'm gonna interview, talk to them, find out what's going on, hear some interesting stories, and see what they got to share. Since they can't do it when they were 16, at least I don't want to hear it. But now that they're coming up to 18 and 19 now, because they've been here for a while, now is a good time to actually get some good conversations in. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm speaking on that. I'm happy to have been a part of the early-ish, not the super early, but
Oh,
not
they're back
the
again?
late VRChat streaming group-ish.
Yeah.
Like I was there.
I'm right
at the
around there
peak.
too.
I'm happy to have been a part of it at the peak of VRChat streaming. I'm sad it's not how it used to be, and it never will be that way again. But it was nice to be there.
Yeah, flirtual out of it.
Oh, man.
Oh God.
Yep. Yep.
So many
Gotta
new categories and certain unnamed sites now exist because of this game.
gotta chill flirtual real well because
We are basically in the
they my
Matrix,
people.
just the starting beta of the Matrix. I can fucking see it now.
Well,
if you're
here's-
looking for a VR
Yeah, we're
date,
beta testing.
get flirtual.
Here's one thing I will say. I will actually add on to that in terms of positivity. I am actually glad that I actually got to see a lot of things that most people would never see today. Like, for example, I actually got to meet Whoops, Forcible, and Venerak all in one single lobby while they were all in VR. And that's never going to happen again. I don't think for most users. If it does happen again for you, by all means, leave it in the comments in the YouTube video. I would love to know when it happened to you. But there's so many people I got to meet in this game that are probably never going to come back. And this is one thing that breaks my heart. And I'm sorry to turn this sour a little bit, but there are people who left this game, friends of mine, who just left and never came back with no word or anything of that sort. And I do miss those people, and I hope that they're doing okay. I do say, me as someone who is God aficionado, I do say a prayer for them. But I just hope that they're, if somehow beyond any imagination, this podcast reaches them and this message reaches them, I hope that you're doing okay. And I wish you nothing but the best. And God bless.
I
God
think
bless.
that goes for anyone that's left VRChat and hasn't come back in a while. I refuse to remove anyone as a friend unless they give me a reason to.
Same.
And that's them being a horrible person to me. And that having that philosophy has over the years caused many people to that have left VRChat for years, and they came back for one reason or another. Maybe it was just to see, hey, how are all my old friends doing, or has VRChat changed? And they get on, and I'm their only friend that's online. This has happened numerous times, and they join me, and a few of them have come back and stayed because they met some awesome people through me. And I mean, VRChat, if it wasn't for streaming the early days of VRChat, I wouldn't be here. I would not be sitting here with you guys. I wouldn't have met fucking any
I
of
could
you,
probably
really.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
We
I would agree with that.
wouldn't have made those funny fucking shit we did together, Turtle. That stupid shit we be doing all the fucking time. Never would have done that.
Yep.
Like, you wouldn't have Sobe living with you right now. Like,
Yep. The things
we
would
would've
be
never
so
met
much
in
different.
person.
And so let's put a pause on talking about how things would be different, though, because that's for a later episode.
Okay, all right.
Ooh.
Now, I think since we're down to 10 minutes, we should get to the last point about what could make public streaming
Yeah.
reasonable.
That is a good point. I have been completely going off notes today.
Yeah.
So
but
the
that's
last
let's
point
actually
that we have
address
not
the last
actually
point.
touched on: what could VRChat or Twitch do to make streaming in public worlds and like the old day streaming of VRChat what could VRChat or Twitch do to make that reasonable and accessible and possible again?
I see a two-step plan to this. One is Twitch lightens up on the VRChat streamers because they can't control other people in the game. And VRChat devs and moderators should tighten up a bit more on anything in a public world.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to
so
block you from
with
the camera,
that,
so you get some screen
I
time on
feel
the stream.
like since
cool.
Avatar
We live in a-
creators are now being asked
Xavier,
and
the couch is
required
up for you over
to
there.
the VRChat
You
Avatar
can smother
creators,
me,
anyone that uploads
Xavion. I
anyone
enjoy
that
your vibes.
uploads an app. Anyone that uploads an avatar to VRChat is now being required by VRChat. Shut the fuck up. By VRChat to mark certain things on their avatar, such as like gore, nudity, things like that. They're being required to mark those for both worlds and avatars. I feel like if VRChat enforces that more and continues to give tools to or even put some auto detection to find, hey, are these avatars safe for work, not safe for work, and in a sense disallows avatars marked with that being used in public worlds. That will do two things to VRChat. It will make streaming in public worlds easier and safer on the avatar aspect, and it will also protect the kids
Yeah.
that play VRChat.
Or if
And anyone else that doesn't want to see that stuff.
Or even if
one.
they don't disallow it, they automatically turn those
Go
avatars
ahead,
off.
Xavion.
Like,
Yeah, what I mean, like
What?
I don't think it should
not.
do that. I think a public world avatars like that should just simply not be allowed, no matter what.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Because
That's what
Turtle,
I'm saying.
Turtle.
if you disallow those avatars in public
Turtle.
worlds, then everything becomes better. Yeah.
Okay, something I wanted to bring up. Why do we only have one type of public? We can have multiple different publics, different scales that people that can just be on rated based on certain user preferences. We could have public, but a public for Quest, public for this, and we kind of have that for Worlds. But I think they should look at how they have all these users in here, reorganize it, touch a marketing class. They could really help with just some of these social sciences of how people work together. Because I think that
So it's on the
people
devs
would-
at that point.
yeah. Once you do it right once and improve it, you're good. But we have one type of public, and I don't think that works well for most situations. So I do think they can kind of scale that a little bit better. Find something,
And
maybe
there's-
something we input, but yeah.
And Twitch's side, they need to give more tools to streamers to be able to mark sections of VODs and say, hey, the last 5 minutes, when this stream is done, the last 5 minutes from the point that I marked this need to be deleted from the VOD instead of having to delete the entire VOD. So, like, technically, if I remember how Twitch's rules work currently, they understand and Twitch understands that you're playing games with other people that you don't always have control of. So for the most part, Twitch has always had the stance of, as long as you as the streamer do not say the things or do the things that are not allowed on Twitch, and you remove yourself from the situation that brought it into your view or into your ears or whatever.
Sorry, honey.
So let's say in VRChat you're in a public world and someone's screaming slurs. You just have to leave that world, block the user, do something to remove yourself from that situation.
Okay.
And that's been Twitch's rules, but it's
Not
it-
enforced
they actually follow that.
equally.
It's
Oh,
not
no.
enforced that way. Yeah.
Honey's
Turtle,
headphones
the
died.
reason. No, Turtle, the reason I say that's wrong is because Nate Shot years ago played a game with a banned streamer on Twitch. I'm not gonna say his name, but you know,
Well, that
You know,
would be a bannable
momentum,
offense as
whatever
well.
the fuck.
That is directly against the TOS. Unless they just accidentally ended up in a lobby in a game with that person, but if they were purposely streaming with that person.
They purposely streamed with that person, and he said, dude, I've been with Twitch since Justin TV. They never banned him. So Twitch definitely does play sides here.
Yeah.
You have to consider
yes,
that.
To a point. But when it comes to VRChat, Twitch doesn't give a shit about VRChat, in a sense. They
well,
don't.
Apparently they do.
We have had the CEO in VRChat. He was in an old man avatar talking to Rafflegator. This is an actual thing. It's on YouTube. You can see it. But
Are you fucking?
Yeah, no, this is real. He was talking to Wafflegator. They asked questions, like one important one. You're streaming, someone's nipple pops out. He asked that directly, and what he said is, well, it's hard to put the guidelines out, but he would still delete that VOD. You shouldn't get banned, but to be safe, you should still delete the VOD. That came from the CEO playing VRChat in a bar as fucking Gandalf. With, a lot lot of sweet honeys around him. He enjoyed it.
So that right there,
hey, Dan
a lot
Clancy,
of people,
if you're watching, we love you.
A lot of people don't want to stream VRChat and risk having to delete their VOD because it removes a revenue stream. It removes ad revenue and other viewers from finding you from your VODs on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, but at the same time, I mean, you risk also losing all revenue.
With that, if you let me finish,
okay.
That's why I said that we should be given tools to modify the VOD in real time. Like as I'm streaming, if something happens and that can't be in the VOD, or I would have to delete the VOD because of it, let me click the button to just cut out the 3 minutes around that. The last 5 minutes or something like that.
Well, no, Turtle,
idea.
even YouTube
like
doesn't even do that.
Well,
YouTube doesn't even do that.
And that surprises me.
Tools.
But YouTube.
But at the same time, YouTube's been longer than Twitch.
Yes, but listen to this. YouTube streaming
Saving, you good?
is different. For the most part, on YouTube, you can have anything and everything that is legal content on your channel. It just might not be monetized, or it might be age restricted automatically.
No, you can
Twitch
go through and mute everything and blur everything.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, you can do all of that in YouTube. Yeah, that's
Twitch
the other
doesn't
thing.
offer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Twitch should for its VODs, but it shouldn't be. I mean, it could be like an after the fact go through and edit it, but I think having a real time, similar to how I can click a button in my stream panel right now and clip the last minute of the stream. It wouldn't be difficult for Twitch to implement a click it and delete the 3 minutes, 4 minutes around that of the bot
You're
and make it a
assuming
configurable
that
setting.
people at Twitch are smart. That's the problem.
Surgery. We're not talking about how smart they are, if it's a feasible thing, if they can do it. We're talking about what could be done. What could VRChat or Twitch do to make streaming VRChat reasonable and safe? That is one thing that they could do. It's not that they will, it's that they could.
Have Dan on every single stream for VRChat.
Anyway,
you can't be
we're going to go ahead and wrap things
CEOs
up now. So, you technically could. If you screamed the N-word, you would probably be banned before it even hit Twitch.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's like,
Anyway.
a joke. It's fine.
We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. So, thank you, everyone, for being here for episode 48 of the Beyond Pixels podcast, part 2 of the VRChat deep dive. I don't believe we have an episode next week because Thanksgiving. So
we don't?
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
I thought we did.
Turkey Day.
I'd be up for it.
We'll see. There might be an episode next week. There might not. You'll find out when you find out.
Turtle,
Anyway.
just message me.
I just realized
We'll
my
play it by
microphone's
ear.
off.
It depends on if
Nice.
I'm doing anything or not, if we have one, and if we have enough people to do an episode. But that's another story. Anyway,
Okay.
so thank you all for being here. You can always find every episode on YouTube on TurtleDude01. There's a whole what's it called? Playlist with every prior episode that's been uploaded to YouTube,
Get your chance, never forget.
including those episodes. You can find us live on twitch.tv/TurtleDude01 every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. If you want to join the Discord server, there's a link down below. You can always join Discord, give us your ideas on what you think we should talk about. We talk about all sorts of topics, ranging from crazy science things to the deep dives on VRChat. There might be another episode in the deep dive series. That's also to be determined at the moment. Other than that,
We should
I
talk about the
think,
ocean one of these days.
Bring out a whole ocean.
We're going to talk about my people. Anyway, other than that, shh. If you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, hopefully, wink, wink, nod, nod, yes, yes, there is a little subscribe button down below, and a like button down below, and a comment button down below. Hit all those. Anyway, we're going to do the thing we do at the end of every episode, and we're going to let everyone chill themselves. So, let me get this over here.
Also, before he starts, what is your
He's already
favorite?
started.
Oh, damn it! Never mind.
Go ahead.
We'll get to you, circuitry.
Cereal. Pancake army.
Favorite
night.
cereal.
Circuitry can do it on his time. Okay, so Stealth, chill
If you
yourself.
missed it in the video, please comment your favorite
Cinnamon.
Y'all can find me at
Cinnamon.
twitch.tv/StealthTheFox. Ignore the child in the background. My PC's
Don't
been
ignore
out
the
of
child.
for over
Do
a
that.
week, but
Comment your favorite cereal if you made it to the end of the video.
I'm
Like,
itching to get back into it. Eventually, I'm going to collaborate with Vampy, and we're going to do something, whether it's Liar's Bar, Buckshot Roulette, whatever else we've got in our repertoire. We're going to get something set up. We'll see y'all as soon as we can.
Okay, and Vampy, chill yourself.
You can find me at twitch.tv/_sir_Bloodworth. God fucking damn it, my brain's going. But as said, we'll be trying to collaborate on Liar's Bar. I'll look at getting Buckshot Roulette and trying that out with you.
Hey,
Other than that, Frisbee and I should be doing some EDF hopefully soon for a stream.
yes.
Yeah, I chose playing.
Other than that, yeah, fucking Chichaka, never forget.
Okay, nah.
Fuck you!
Throwing under the bus like that? Fuck.
Hit him with your nub! Hit him with your nub!
Turtle.
My
God damn it.
I got you.
Bitch nub him!
Victory, go.
Bitch nub him!
no.
All right, you can find me at I stream at kick.com/circuitry. By the way, also follow my Twitter. I have an announcement coming up in the next couple weeks. You all are going to be very excited about this. So keep an eye out for that. Go to X, follow circuitry. Okay? And if you see me on TikTok, fuck TikTok. That's not me. Report him.
Send them to the Shadow
Okay.
Realm.
Xavion.
All right, I'm going to promote this, and this is the first time I've ever promoted this. So you can find Circuitry on Rumble as well. You can subscribe to both of these platforms, and you can search this. It is SYRKTRII. God damn, that's a hard name to say. You go do that
You also didn't
right
spell it
now.
right.
Both of the platform.
You missed
God
a
damn
T.
it. Ah!
You missed a T.
SYRKATRII.
Honey, he killed himself.
Alright, I'm on it. Join the Black Cat Bingo. You can find it in VRChat groups. And that's all I gotta say. Just give it to my brother, man.
God.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Yo, I was a little late, but I'll still let y'all know. DRE Firefox, YouTube, and Twitch.
Okay. And
All right, we good stuff.
Oh, there it is. As always.
Sobi, we love you.
Sobe doesn't get the shill. Sobe never gets the shill.
I know.
It's fine. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. I've got nothing to
Why is that
shill.
upside down? Oh, there it
Subscribe
is.
to Sobe on
Anyway.
onlynubs.com. Listen, this is where you can get
Colonel, give him my full name. I'm on onlynubs.com now.
Did you say only nubs?
This is how much
Mean that you give me any pleasure anymore, Rhea.
Who said only nubs? Sabian. Look at my feet. Look at my feet.
Oh no! We got Nubs 2.0.
Oh, welcome back to fucking Chit Show, everybody.
We're gonna
Only
handle
nubs,
Papa,
guys.
bro.
Subscribe to tubsandtoes.url.
Oh my fucking god. Oh. I like how Turtle
Way
is
too
not
long since we did
able-
this shit.
Yeah.
He's too busy. He's too busy trying his damnedest to stop the stream as fast as he can.
If only Nubs exists, it'll be because of this effort. You got to make it happen. Promote it.